Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It's Des Reviews here, and in today's video we're going to be flying from London Stansted to Palma de Mallorca. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm doing this again. I'm not doing it again really, I'm doing it with Ryanair this time on their 737. Hopefully we can get a max, but long story short, I found a good deal online and it was with Ryanair, bare bones low cost, you know, as little baggage as possible, and I thought I'd take it up and show you guys what it's like to go, well, pretty much bare bones low cost. I did add a few options on, like selecting my seat because I wanted the window seat for this video to create some more content. But other than that option, I didn't really add much. Probably added a bag, one checked bag, but that was really it. I didn't add too much. Saw it was a good deal. I will do more flights in terms of other routes. If you have any suggestions, just pop it down in the comments below. I do respond to your comments and I do respond to your feedback. And I've managed to fix my camera issue that I had with my previous iPhone filmed videos, where the camera would be inverted on the you know, the front-facing camera towards the person filming, which is me. But thanks to my viewer Michael for fixing that. I think it's Michael. Thanks to my viewer for fixing that. It is Michael. Appreciate it. If I got that wrong, I do apologise in advance. But whoever it was who suggested it in the previous Jet2 video that I did, thank you very much. You fixed my issue. Hopefully I selected the right setting. I'm pretty sure I did. I had a little look into it, but hopefully that has fixed the issue now and the camera isn't inverted anymore. Anyways, without further ado, it is about 3 AM now at the moment. Our flight's around 6 in the morning, so I did get up quite early to get myself, you know, ready, get myself sorted out, and I thought it'd be a good time to film the introduction rather than run around like a headless chicken trying to piece together the introduction. Now, I thought just thank you guys for helping me reach 100 subscribers within the first year, because it's nearly been a year. Well, it's about 11 months since my first video was uploaded. So I just want to thank you guys for the support. I wasn't expecting to get 100 subscribers, let alone anywhere near that within the first year. But we managed to exceed our 100 subscriber goal in December. So I'm very thankful for that. I do apologise for my absence from December to about now. But I've just been super busy with work, super busy with life. You know how it goes, it's just madness. I don't do this full time, so I do try and do this as much as I can. I'm trying to dedicate as much of my time to it, but work ends up eating away at it. So I will try and spend more time doing this when I can get the chance, and I will try the new routes that you guys suggest or anything that I do find that's a deal. And hopefully I can try a bit more variety of the airlines, airports. We'll see how I can do it, but I'm looking forward to the future. And with car reviews, hopefully I can get some more done, but the travel reviews are quite easy to do, whereas the car reviews are a little bit harder to do because of insurance and my age and all that stuff. But waffling aside, we'll get ourselves sorted out. We'll get ourselves down to Stansted in just a second. Well, not just a second, but just a second for you guys, thanks to the power of editing. I'm going to have my little shave, and after that, well, I'll see you on the other side, I suppose. Be sure to like, subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're new here, welcome to the channel. If you're into cars or planes, this is the perfect place for you to be. And yeah, I'll see you guys at the airport. Let's get ourselves sorted, shall we? I'll see you on the other side.
thought he was just press no and get away with it. Why was it even asked? That's strange. School trip. Yeah. Pastries, porridge. It's the holidays, eh? Yeah, it's only got 2 weeks to scratch their ass. What do you want then? Should be alright.
The good news about that.
Milk's it now. Come on.
Keep moving down, guys, for a stage.
Right, so now on board. Took a little bit of a rush to get through the terminal because it was quite busy this morning, but I've just been trying to get through the terminal, so hence why I haven't been able to film. But hopefully you'll see the other bits of videos and clips. Just on board the 737-800 at the moment. I'm sat on my exit row. Put the seat number in when I put it all in the details below. But yeah, hopefully it won't be too much of a long flight. Should be about 2 hours. And yeah, looking forward to it. I'll show you around the seat in a bit. Show you what stuff we've got on board and that. And yeah, we'll see how it goes from there. But other than that, I'm happy it's a Sky interior. It's a shame it's not a Max, but we're on a 737. It's quite nice and relatively new. It's a Maltese reg as well, so it's operated by Malta Air. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hope you guys are too. And I'll try and capture some good clips of the cabin from the back later on. But other than that, I will suppose I set up the takeoff view camera in a sec, get that bit sorted out, and I reckon from there we'll enjoy this flight. Be pretty good. Boarding music's quite funky and royalty free, but other than that, it's alright. Seats are wafer thin though, but I'll cover that in a bit. Because I've got the extra legroom exit row, it's quite nice. Anyway, I'll set up the camera on the window, and then we'll get ourselves sorted out. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Right, so we've just taken off now. Just got over the clouds, seatbelt signs off, so we're pretty much cruising, but hopefully the flight won't be too long. I reckon it'll be about two hours, maybe 2 hours and 15 at a push. But we'll see how it goes from there. I've not bought any food on board today because I have bought myself some food at the terminal. So I'll show you what I've got, and then I'll give you a little seat tour. And yeah, hopefully this will be a good one. They were kind of a little bit fishy about me filming on boarding. You've probably seen that, but as long as I try and do the cabin shots from the back when no one's around, it should be alright. But I guess it's their company policy. It's fair enough, but just got to be wise about it and just film how you got to film. But yeah, very nice and sunny. I am kind of missing those Dreamliner electrochromic windows that I did in that Norse flight last year, which is, I do miss that feature, but obviously it's a 737, not a 787, so you kind of expect it on a 73. Anyway, hopefully it'll be a good flight. I'll give you a review on the seat in just a second. I'm just going to have my food first. And they're already starting off with the in-flight setting service, so I don't think I'll get anything from that, but if I do, I will show you as well. And yeah, I did manage to sit in a nice extra legroom seat, which is always a good upgrade. So I'll give you a tour of it, and on the way back I am going to be going on a regular seat, so you'll kind of see a contrast of what it's like to be on an extra legroom seat versus a standard seat really. Anyway, I'm going to have my food now. I will catch you up in a bit, and yeah, see you in a bit.
shortly pass through the cabin with our great fun scratch card game, which helps charities while giving you a chance to be supporting our deserving children's charities. At just €2 each, also on charity. On behalf of our charity partners, we thank you for your generosity and wish you the very best of luck. Thank you.
Señoras y señores, esperamos que estén disfrutando del vuelo. Muy pronto pasaremos por la cabina con nuestro fantástico juego Rasca y Gana, que ayuda a diversas asociaciones benéficas infantiles, además de darle la oportunidad de ganar €1.000.000, un coche y premios en metálico. Por solo €2 o un sobre de 7 tarjetas Rasca y Gana por el precio de 5, su cambio puede realmente ayudar. En nombre de estas asociaciones les agradecemos su generosidad y les deseamos mucha suerte. Gracias.
tube, duty-free, spirits, cigarettes, tobacco, perfumes, and cosmetic items. On today's flight, we have 1 liter of Bombay gin and Jameson whiskey for 24 euros each. We also have 1 liter grams of vodka for 18 euros. 250 grams of golden Virginia tobacco for 57 euros. Also 250 grams of unleaded tobacco for 5 euros. We have 200 cigarettes of Marlboro Gold and Marlboro Red for 55 euros each. Also 200 cigarettes of Benson's and Hedges Gold for 60 euros. And Lambert and Marlboro Silver for 62 euros.
So we've just hit a spot of turbulence, so sat back down. Thought I'd just talk to you about the so far experience at the moment, because I haven't spoke about it yet. So let's start off with the seat comfort and stuff like that. So plenty of legroom here, and I would say it's much nicer than I expected it to be. I wasn't expecting it to be this spacious. Bear in mind, I've never sat in an extra legroom seat before. You know, it's for the first time sitting in one, so lots of legroom. Almost, I wouldn't say, maybe almost similar to Norse's premium economy legroom. That was quite good. But I'm not going to say it's a complete comparison. But I would say it's about similar seat pitch, or you know, legroom length, or whatever you want to call it, to Norse premium. In terms of the in-flight service, it's your standard Ryanair service. You know, no frills, low cost. Well, not low cost, because everything on board is expensive compared to what's available, you know, normally. But obviously, you're in a closed environment, so you can't go elsewhere for any other options. So there's no like competitive pricing. So you know, standard stuff. I didn't buy anything on board, but hopefully by the next video I will. In terms of crew friendliness, as I said, they're pretty friendly. The only issue I have was them you know, going, oh, don't film, but that was a small thing. It's not really a big issue, and I get that. Also, I do excuse me, my nose, my nose is a bit, you know, I'm not too, you know, I wasn't too well earlier, so I'm feeling better now. But just bear that in mind, I had a bit of hay fever, so hence why I look a bit shattered even. Sorry. But yeah, basically, so far, legroom's quite nice. Crew friendliness is good. The seat's relatively comfortable. There's no recline on it because it is Ryanair. They're not going to give you any recline. When you do sit on an exit row, you do lose the side armrest. I'll try and show it to you if I can in a sec. But you do get fixed armrests in between you and the middle passenger, which is quite nice. And it has your tray table in it. They have screwed shut the tray tables in front of you. In usual Ryanair fashion, there is no in-seat pocket because they have all their safety equipment glued to the seat in front of you. So that kind of, you know, saves them money because they don't have to replace magazines. They don't have to check the pockets between turnarounds. So it was all about efficiency with them. But I can see why they do it, because it saves them a lot of time checking stuff. So they've just got to check blockers on turnarounds, and that's it. In terms of back to seat comfort, in terms of the back support, once you sit back a bit, you've not got much lumbar support because there's no lumbar in the seat. But for a flat ironing board filled seat, for their Recaro seats, something like that, but for a flat ironing board feeling seat, it's not too bad. And headrest, it's not really a headrest, but it's alright. This looks like real leather, but it's just synthetic leather. What do you expect? It's kind of just expected on a low-cost airline to have synthetic leather, a bit like Jet2. It's quite nice though. The seats do look a lot nicer than the old Ryanair seats. And if you've been on Ryanair in the early 2000s or even the 2010s, early 10s, you would have seen the comfortable-looking Ryanair seats that had barely any legroom. And I must say, it probably does help with the thin seats on the regular seats. Because you get a lot more legroom from those thinner seats, less bulk, more legroom. And on the Maxes, they have the thin seats anyway, so they can cram more passengers in. So, long story short, operationally for Ryanair, it's amazing. And I can see why they do it. And compared to the normal interior, this Sky interior has got a lot more blue accents compared to yellow. Obviously, you do have the yellow stripe on the overhead bins, and obviously the seat backs. But other than that, there's not a lot compared to the old cabin, which had like yellow everywhere. It was horrible. Whereas this is a bit more bluier, a bit nicer, a bit more, I don't know, fresher feeling. This cabin design's 10 years old already. Well, probably more than 10 years old now, because that's 2012, something like that, the Sky interior came out. So it's more than 10-year-old cabin, yet it still looks amazing to this day. It's aged incredibly well compared to what Airbus offers. well, Boeing are ahead of themselves always. It does feel a bit plasticky, the cabin, because it is a new Boeing, but that's just the way things go nowadays compared to how they used to be. They were still plasticky on the older ones, but they're a lot more, well, tougher, I suppose. But all in all, I'm not complaining. The Sky Interior does create that illusion of more space, which is amazing. Makes the passenger experience a lot nicer, and because you've got those mood lights, the ambient lights, you do see them change colour. But I think Ryanair prefer to keep theirs blue. But you can. It's down to the cabin crew to change it. But preference really, it's quite nice. And the bins are very spacious when tucked away. And then when you open them, you've got plenty of space. If not more space than your traditional shelf bins. But yeah, other than that, I'd say it's a good ride. It's quite lucky to get on board a Sky Interior because usually they're quite far and few between. But yeah, other than that, I'd say so far so good. I can't understand why Ryanair don't want me filming the faces because, again, I get that. So the cabin shots are all going to be from the back, but they always are anyway because I'm mindful of that anyway. But so far so good, can't complain. I didn't buy any onboard food, but maybe in the next video I will. Then I can give you a Ryanair food review, see what their offerings are like. I did buy from a restaurant, a place called London Stansted, which is the restaurant at the airport, but that was nice. That tasted good. It was cold though because we were in a rush to get it, and then by the time we took off it's probably cooled down. But other than that, it's not too bad. And yeah, hopefully you're enjoying this review so far. Hopefully you've enjoyed the bathroom review. I've just done that earlier, which is good. And we shouldn't be, I think we're still flying over France, or probably heading towards the south coast of France soon. Can't see much out the window because there's so much glare, but hopefully you'll see. Hopefully we'll be descending soon. Because you do lose sense of time when you've got no flight entertainment, no sort of maps. So yeah, other than that, so far a solid flight, but Ryanair have the consistency, and hopefully next video we'll see the same consistency. But yeah, so far so good. I'll catch you in a bit. so, we're now starting our descent to Palma de Mallorca airport now. Turn on the like landing cabin lights now, so it's more whiter. They're just doing the checks now, so it gives me time to just have a chat with you guys and tell you guys what I thought about the flight. Well, I'll leave a verdict on the outside camera if not, but basically, so far it's been good. Enjoyed it. I would say Ryanair is a good choice if you want a good, no-brainer, low-cost option, but I would say book in advance if you want a good price, and especially if you do want to add options and make your journey relatively comfortable compared to the base price, and especially if you do want a window seat like myself, I would say try and book early, get that option, so you're not paying as much as you would for it like last minute. But yeah, I'd say their aircraft are in decent condition for what they are. Most of the time they're not in decent condition, but this example is quite well kept. I will have to check the age of the aircraft and the facts if I can in a sec, or not in a sec, but when I edit the video I'll pop the facts down anyway. But really, I would say it's well kept, and if this plane is at least 5 years old, that goes to show that this one is well looked after. But you don't see a lot of, well, in my experience at least, you don't see a lot of well kept Ryanair 737s. So this is quite nice. This is quite nice indeed, and it isn't a Max, so it isn't like brand new off the line condition. It has been looked after over time, I suppose. And the spaciousness feel of this cabin is quite airy. It has made this travel a lot more pleasurable than your traditional 737 would, or your traditional, aircraft interior would in generally speaking. And the legroom is well nice. So I would say Ryanair have probably got the best low-cost game so far, in my opinion, in terms of value for money. Their product is solid, and if you're getting an extra legroom seat, you can't really complain too much. There's plenty of room to stretch out, and as long as you meet the legal requirements for the extra legroom seat, I'd say it's worth the money. The only con that you do have is you can't keep your bag in front of you for legal reasons, but other than that, it's worth the trade-off. There is going to be trade-offs with everything, really. Nothing's perfect, and this seat's an example of it. It's got its perks, but it also has its drawbacks as well. The one thing I would say is the lack of armrest on this side. Down, I can't really show you, but I'll try and show you if I can. But down on your left side, there's nowhere to rest your arm. There's a little nub where the armrest blank would be, but it's more just one armrest only, which isn't too bad. But if you do like both armrests, then this is a trade-off for you. But crew friendliness is alright. I think they've been exceptional with this flight. They've kept the plane good. They've tended to people's needs. I did a call bell. I pressed the call bell, and well, they came relatively quickly, like within 5 minutes. So it wasn't even too long I was waiting for. Very helpful. Bathrooms are in good condition, as you saw. And I know it's probably the first flight of the morning for this lot, but hopefully the next video, because we've got an evening flight, hopefully we'll see how well the next set of crew keep the plane. And it depends on how old the plane is, all that stuff. A lot of factors into it, but from this flight's impressions, I would say it's been a pretty good flight, just for a first impression. And if this was your first impression of Ryanair, I think you'd be very happy. You wouldn't really have anything to complain about, especially if you're sat in an extra legroom seat like myself. The only disadvantage I see is you've got a bit of a window misalignment. So you either have to lean extremely back to see your window, or you have to lean extremely forward. But again, that's one of the smallest faults. You can't really fault it. It's the way the plane's laid out. But if you are really precise about that, you could just see an aeroloper seat map and just see where you'd want to sit, because they show you the window alignment to the seat, so you can plan ahead. I'll leave one link below if I can. I'll find one and I'll leave one link below for this aircraft type, so you can see the seating plan. But yeah, other than that, I think it's been a good flight so far. Just give you a landing shot soon. If there's anything else you want to know, feel free to comment. And if you've been watching this video and you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, give us a comment, let me know what you think of this video. If there's any feedback, again, pop it down in the comments below, and I will see you when we get to Palma de Mallorca. See you in a bit. Sorry, cheers. Thank you guys, take care. Hello everybody, thank you for watching today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed filming it for you guys, and be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new to the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button. This place is great. If you're into planes and cars and you like those kind of videos, you know, press the subscribe button. It's free. You can always unsubscribe if you want, but don't unsubscribe to my channel. My channel's great. If you have any suggestions where I should go next, just pop it down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your feedback on what routes I should do, maybe airlines I should try. I'll give it a go, see what I can do for you. And other than that, I will see you in the next video. If you want to see my other videos, I'll probably leave some pop-up cards on the outro so you can click and see what you want to have a look at. And I'll pop my social medias down in the description below so you can give me a follow on Instagram. I've got 2 accounts on there, so I'll attach them below. And yeah, if you've got any other questions about the flight or anything you want to know or any feedback you want to give, just pop it down in the comments. They're open there for you guys and I'll respond to you as quickly as I can. Anyways, have a good one guys, and peace out for now. See you in the next video.